Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. I am Messi in case you don't already know, and in this video we're going to be customizing a 4x4 closure wig. So for customization, I'm talking bleaching of your knot, the plucking of your closure wig, and also dyeing. I actually went ahead to dye this wig jet black, which I'm going to be showing, and I'm also going to be styling this wig using a flat iron, and I'm also going to show you how to get rid of flyaways on your wig so that you can make your wig look and feel expensive. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then make sure to keep on watching. So lovelies, I'm going to be using this hair sent to me by Cranberry Hair. Alright, it comes with a wig cap and lashes, and of course the wig also. It's a 4x4 lace wig, it's straight and it's 24 inches. Alright, so this is how it looks like inside. This is how it's constructed. It comes with 3 wig comb at the back and also with adjustable straps. Alright, so this is how the wig looks like, and we're going to go ahead to customize this. I'm guessing this is a Swiss lace and it's already pre-plucked from what I can see, but those knots are just really dark, so we're going to go ahead to bleach the knots. So for bleaching the knots, I'm going to be using a 40 volume developer and my BW2 bleaching powder and a plastic bowl. You do not want to use anything metal while bleaching. Alright, so I'm just going to take my BW2 powder and just pour that into the plastic bowl, and then I'm going to take the developer, of course, and just mix that in. So I'm going to show you the consistency you should try and aim for. You do not want it to be too thick and you do not want it to be too loose. Alright, you kind of want like a toothpaste consistency. And what I do to check this is that I just take that on my mixing, whatever I use in mixing, and then I just turn it. If it's not dropping, that means the consistency is right, and if you're able to spread it well on your closure, that means the consistency is right. So I just took my spray bottle and I just kind of sprayed that on the hair to kind of just take that backwards so it doesn't interfere with my bleaching process. So I'm just going to take that mixture we've made and I'm just going to gently spread that on my closure. You just want to spread it very gently. You don't want to press it too hard so it doesn't seep through. So normally you're supposed to let this sit for 30 to 45 minutes thereabout, but I allowed mine sit for an hour 30 minutes because it just wasn't bleaching. I guess this hair processes slower than others, so I'm just going to go ahead and rinse off that bleach from the hair. I did get a lot of bleach on the hair because I went in and we bleached it because the knots were just not bleaching, and this is what the hair was looking like. I wasn't worried because I knew I was going to dye the hair black. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill my bowl with water, the plastic bowl, and then I'm just going to take my purple shampoo and just pour a bit of that into the water, and I'm just going to let my wig sit in this mixture for like 10 minutes. This is to remove any brassy tone from it. We want to get it as neutral as possible so it looks fantastic and as natural as possible on our scalp. So this is what it's looking like after drying, and those knots did not bleach so well, but it's fine, that's fine. So I'm just going to go ahead and separate the closure away from the whole wig because now we're going to be dyeing the wig jet black. I'm going to be using this Revlon dye in color 21. This is what comes in. I'm just going to mix in the step 2 and step 1 together. You just want to shake that up, and then I'm just going to pour that into the plastic bowl. It's looking brown, but it's going to turn black afterwards. I was even surprised at first. I'm like, but it's going to turn black. Alright, so I'm just going to take section by section and just apply that on my wig. You want to do this process wearing a glove, very important. You don't want that getting on your hand. Alright, it's going to stay for a while, so you just want to do that with a glove and just be very careful. Here we go again. So we're done with the rest of the wig, and now we're just going to pay attention to our closure. That's why I separated it. We're just going to take that brush. I think this brush is very necessary if you're going to do this process. Alright, so I'm just going to take little by little so it doesn't seep on our lace because we do not want black lace. Alright, so I'm just going to take that and brush that through very gently and as close as possible to the roots. Before I forget, you want to make sure you're using a trash bag just to cover your canvas head, because you do not want to stain your canvas head, because it's definitely going to stain if you do not cover it. So just make sure you cover it. This is what it looks like when I was done dyeing it. So I actually let this sit overnight for more than 6 hours, I would say, and then I'm just going to go ahead and wash that off. So I'm going to go ahead and use the conditioner from the box dye. It's actually very good, guys. If you're using the box dye, make sure to use the conditioner. So this is what it's looking like after we're done. I'm going to show you a before and after, and this is what the before and after look like. So we took it from a natural color to a jet black wig. I was really happy with how it came out. So now we're going to be plucking out our closure. I'm going to do a center part. The first thing I do is I just pat that wig down, and then I'm just going to go ahead with a hot comb and just kind of brush it down, because you want that wig to be flat so you see what you're doing actually. So I'm just going to go ahead and pluck out just one clean line and pluck out around that line. I don't know how to basically explain it, but I'm just going to pluck out that pattern line. So as you can see, it's just a line. I just made sure I plucked out around that line just to give it that very clean look, because I actually like a very clean closure part. And this is what it's looking like after we have parted it. So after plucking out your middle pattern, you want to go ahead to pluck out the sides just to have that very natural finish. But this wig is actually already pre-plucked, so I'm not going to do much. I do not like plucking my closure wig so much. Alright, I just don't like it. I don't like an over plucked closure, but for a frontal it could be a little bit over plucked, but for closure I do not like it at all. So the tip I have about plucking is you do not want to pluck one space for a very long time, so you don't end up leaving that spot bowed. Alright, so you just want to go ahead and pluck from spot to spot. Don't stay around picking one space for a very long time. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. So I'm just going to comb that back and kind of just freestyle it. Basically, I'm actually just freestyling this plucking process, but I don't stay in one spot for a very long time. And I'm going to show you a before and after of before we plucked it and after we plucked it, just so you see what I did. So after plucking the wig, I'm just going to go ahead and straighten that wig. You want your wig as slick as possible. First of all, I'm going to start by sectioning it off. Alright, and I'm going to use this product for this wig, and this product actually changed the game for me. I actually love it a lot. Alright, it's just amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm just going to spray that on the wig and just go ahead to straighten it. So you can see the smoke coming out from the wig. It's just the product actually entering into the hair. It's no big deal because I'm using a steam straightener, and then I'm just going to keep on doing that. Basically, it's a repetitive process actually. I just spray, I comb, and then I flat iron. Sometimes at the back I mostly do 1 to 2 passes, but for the front I actually always make sure I do 2 or more passes actually. So coming to our closure, we want that to be as flat as possible, and I'm going to show you how I achieved that. So I just go ahead and take out a section, and then I'm just going to go ahead and spray it as before, and then I'm just going to use my flat iron and just kind of press that down. I do go ahead to do 2 to more passes like I said in the front. So guys, after I'm done flat ironing that section, alright, I'm just going to go ahead with my wax stick and just apply that very little. You don't want it to be too much because your hair is going to get a lot more greasy. And then I'm just going to take my hot comb and just press that in. or I kind of just melting that wax stick and just giving that very smooth finish. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing for the top part, and this is what I only do to make my closure very flat and very sleek with you seeing no flyaway whatsoever. So I'm just making sure I press both sides as flat as possible, and that's all you basically need to achieve a very sleek and laid flat closure wig. So this is the final look, guys. This is how it's looking like. So I'm just going to go ahead and install the wig on camera. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my Got2b spray. That's all I always use in gluing my wig down, because I actually do not keep a wig on my head for more than a day. Alright, so I only use Got2b spray. Then I'm just going to go ahead and take my foundation and just put that on the lace, just to give a very natural finish to the wig. And then I'm just going to go ahead and apply that down. I wanted to do a method where I use the Got2b spray first, but it just didn't work for me, so I just went ahead to apply a second coat of Got2b spray on the wig. And then I'm just going to go ahead with my elastic band. That's what I use in laying down my wig. And then I'm just going to go ahead and tie that down and then wait 5 minutes before removing. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that off, and then I'm just going to go ahead and take my scissors and cut off those extra fabric you always have on your closure, because you don't want that, and because that doesn't lay down perfectly. So you want to make sure you cut out as much as possible. And then I'm just going to take my razor blade and cut out my lace. So having done that, this is what it looks like. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead with my Got2b spray again and just kind of lay it down for the final time. So I'm going to take a concealer on a brush and just kind of apply that to the pattern we've done, just so it could match closer to my skin tone. I wish I went darker on this concealer, but that's alright. Alright, so I'm just taking a wet wipe and just cleaning up the area where I put the concealer so it's not on the wig. And then I'm just going to do that for that front part that I couldn't do before, and that is it, guys. I'm just going to apply some powder on the lace because you want that to match your skin perfectly. And then I'm going to take a hot comb and just kind of mold that wig to my own head, because what we did before was mold it to our canvas head. So I'm going to go ahead and mold it to my own head and just kind of follow it through and just have that very sleek on our own head. And that's really it for this tutorial, guys. This is how I achieved this very sleek jet black sexy expensive wig. This wig came out so beautiful. I was really impressed with the process and everything, and this is what it's looking like, guys. So I went ahead to show you where the length gets to for me, because it's a 24 inches, so in case you want to know where the length gets to. And this wig is so beautiful, guys. It's actually so beautiful and it feels very amazing. I wish you could actually touch it and just feel how amazing it feels. Yeah, that's it for this tutorial, guys. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this tutorial. If you're watching the end of this tutorial, you already know you're the what? You already know you're the real MVP. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Love you.